Welcome to Black Belt Beauty Radio, a podcast fueled by a passion to support your journey in developing your most beautiful and optimal performance in life. Each episode is driven with the intention to elevate your mind. When we elevate our mind, we elevate our life. So get ready. It's time to rise. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Black Belt Beauty Radio. In today's SOLOSODE, I am going to tease out one of my Instagram posts. So for those of you who are new to the show, welcome. From time to time, I create solosodes that are also called instasodes. And this is where I go into my Instagram. If you're not there in my community yet, please do join me there. I would love to connect with you there. I am very, very active with my community there. And all of my content is, not just in the post, but in the caption. It's very rich content, right? As a writer, I love to just drop in to the caption and, it's like streamline of consciousness, very present and giving you whatever I feel called and channeled to give you that relates to that caption. So it's really fun for me to create episodes like today's where I get to go back into some of these posts that are so rich in the caption and tease out the concept and, share more thoughts around it all to support you, to really drive the message home and to give you tremendous value around it. So the post that I'm going to read off today and tease out is called Adopting a Winning Mindset. Winning is a mindset that is fueled with strong self-belief and self-efficacy that you are possible. Yeah, you. The inner shapes the outer. When you focus on architecting your inner world to be one that is empowered, brave, magnetic, inspired, flourishing, and capable, you give the outer no choice but to match that frequency. Easy? Nope. But if that turns you off to the long game work required here, you really got to ask yourself, how much effort am I worth? Then ask yourself, is my daily effort a match to what I believe I am worthy of experiencing in my life? Honesty fuels the path of progress. In life, we fight for what we love and believe in. You got to include yourself and your highest ideals as something worth fighting for and rage against the hard that meets you on the path. Embrace those battles and leverage them to grow and become the ultimate expression of yourself. That expression is the greatest contribution to the life that you are living. Legacy is created by the bold ones who rebel against everything that tries to keep them from expressing their highest, fullest, and most authentic self and gifts out into the world. Creating an extraordinary legacy starts with creating an extraordinary you. What kind of extraordinary effort are you willing to invest in yourself today? Make it worth your energy. I'm rooting for you. So, as I mentioned, captions are rich. Everything starts with any great creation that we want to actualize, that we want to achieve in life has to first come with the idea and really the belief that we can actually make this happen, that that it's possible. And what I, pose in this caption is it's not just to say that it's possible, the thing that we want to create, that we want to win, that we want to achieve, that we want to experience, but we are possible. I always say the inner shapes the outer, right? So the focus here is it's not, and really with all of what I teach and share, it's always about this internal world. When we can get this internal world into a place where we are operating from a winning mindset, we are, decided, we are committed, we are clear, right? And clarity comes after we make the decision and we start investing in ourselves and in the process to actually, actualize and achieve the things that we're reaching for. You can't get to any of that, the decision, the commitment, the investment, the clarity, without first, number one, deciding, is this something you really want? And then number two, deciding that you're possible, that you believe in yourself enough to at least try. I'm not asking you to, have absolute confidence in your entire process. Well, you don't know your process yet, right? The goal shapes the process, and your process will likely shift in a lot of different ways as you are making yourself to the goal. But the most important thing here is, are you moving with a winning mindset, right? So I'm gonna just go back into this caption a bit. This was a really, really powerful and very potent question that I put into this. And there was a lot of feedback on Instagram from this question, because I actually made a reel out of this post, where I state the question. And the question is, how much effort am I worth? Right? That's a very triggering question to some people who are limiting themselves, who make excuses, who don't hold themselves accountable. Straight up, it's very triggering. No one wants to face this truth that, you know, one is not applying themselves because one does not feel worthy of the work that it takes to actually, you know, be in the arena and move yourself into the process of victory, of achieving the goal, of actualizing the experience that you seek to actualize, right? But it really does come down to that. You have to feel worthy. I say this all the time, right? And in a lot of conversations, solosodes, a lot of my work, you have to feel worthy of the battle and the victory, because it's a package deal. You cannot just be, you know, someone who's like, I'm so deserving and worthy of this thing that's, you know, the victory, the gain, but not also really take in this idea and this feeling of, but I'm worth the challenge. I'm worth the fight. I'm worth the battle, because there will always be a challenge, a fight, or a battle, be it something, you know, small or something really big, and in between. But you're going to face challenges and battles along the way to actualizing the things that you seek to, you know, actualize in your life. So it's a really beautiful and powerful question to go, okay, how much effort am I really worth? And especially when you feel tired, when you feel defeated, when you feel unsure, because this question, facing it very honestly, is going to cultivate, you know, for the most part, I can't speak for everybody, but I know, you know, if you're a high performer, if you are someone who is, even if you're not a high performer, if you don't see yourself as that, right? Forget the label, but you're just someone who really wants to, and is believing that, you know, you can create the life that you really want to experience in your life, right? Asking yourself this question at times, especially when it feels really hard, it's like you coaching yourself very powerfully to put you back in the game, to put you in the arena, to just take another step forward. And a lot of times, you know, all you need to do is keep taking that step forward, right? That's what I said, you know, a few minutes ago. It's not about having confidence about your whole process and path, because again, you know, a lot of things are going to switch up along the way to achieving, you know. I know in my own life, you know, definitely have a clear vision of specific things that I am seeking to experience in my life, right? And I can say already at this stage, in my processes with some of them, that I've had to zig and zag and try this and okay, that was good, but not so much anymore. Now let me go over here. And like, the goal doesn't change, right? Especially when it's something that you're very, very committed to, that you feel deep resonance with, and really it becomes a vision. It's larger than, you know, just some kind of immediate goal. It's the big goals, right? But the process changes, because we're always changing too, right? So we have to always respect our evolution as well. You want to stay flexible in your ability to you know, get to the goal, right? And a lot of times it's really this, let me just move one step at a time, and I'm worth this one step, and I'm worth that next step and that next step. So I really just want you to take a moment to really capture that question. How much effort are you worth? And realize that this is a long game mission, this thing called life, right? fortunately, I mean, if we are fortunate to live, a very long span of life, you are going to want to be constantly be positioning yourself to be on the path to achieve goals, right? Because goals, they help us to show up every day. They help us to feel very connected to ourself. We have purpose, we have hope. These are essential components to actually living a life of wellness, to really feeling to be, the feeling of being alive, right? People that don't have goals, they're kind of just living by default. You don't want to be that. You are absolutely living on purpose, with purpose, and goals help you to live in that state. So, going back to the caption a bit more, um, we fight for what we love and believe in. You got to include yourself and your highest ideals as something worth fighting for, and rage against the hard that meets you on your path. It's so important to take that in, right? We do in life. Think about it. Like, we will fight for what we love and we believe in relentlessly, right? So you have to understand that it's not just about the things outside, or things also being other people, relationships, but can you fight for yourself, right? And it goes back to what I was just saying about, being worth, the challenges along the way too, but really just kind of taking in this from another angle, like knowing that, you love yourself, and you are going to show up every day, and you are going to fight for yourself. A while back, I put on Instagram a quote of mine that like really just caught fire. And it was beautiful because I know, the messaging that I got back from it, that it really impacted those who took it in. But it was the quote that when you stop fighting yourself and you start fighting for yourself, the entire fucking game changes. And it does, because you just show up differently, right? You show up for yourself in every moment that you need to show up for yourself, in all the ways that are important to show up for yourself. And I'm not going to go through that because it's really endless, and every day that will be a different experience for you depending on, where you're channeling yourself and what's important to you. But you will show up and you will fight for yourself. And when this is the norm for us, the entire fucking game does change. We operate with more self-love. We operate with more self-respect. We operate with more integrity. We hold ourselves accountable. And we can do it with compassion. We can do it with grace. It's really you being on your team. And the one variable that you have in your life, that we all have in life, that doesn't change, the one thing that doesn't change until you're out of here, is that you are in you until you're out of here, right? That's the one thing that we know, and that is going to stay consistent. You are in you until you're out of here. So it's a really good idea to get in on your team, right? And, adopting a winning mindset is you absolutely being on your team. And let me clarify this to say that you being on your team also means, and especially means, you are always going to be honest with yourself. And that might not feel good all the time, but there's, piece here where I said honesty fuels the path of progress. We make no progress if we're not being honest, period. End of story. So I get it. That's not always going to feel comfortable for lots of different reasons, but if the goal is important to you, if making progress to achieve the goal is important to you, then you're going to be honest with yourself every step of the way, because in that truth holds the information that you need to actually win, right? So being on your team is absolutely loving. It is encouraging. It's supportive, but it's this accountability piece. It's holding yourself accountable and calling yourself out when you need to, challenging yourself when you absolutely need to, and really just being in that position where, you learn how to support yourself in ways where it's not, It's not always like sweet and fluffy and soft, but you also don't need to be an asshole to yourself in order for you to make progress. It's this beautiful space in between where you can really just tell yourself it's fucking go time, or never again, or okay, we're going to learn from that. And at the same time, have this energy of we got this, we're doing it. We made some progress there. Let's make some more progress here. You know what I mean? The self-talk piece is so important. And it's easier to have this self-talk, this very empowering, encouraging, honest, loving, compassionate, supportive self-talk when we have that real connection with ourselves, right? So it's something, there's a lot to think about in here. And I really want to encourage you. There's a link in the show notes to go back and to really just take in the caption here and just think about some of the things here. You know, if you feel inspired to, if any of what I just shared with you resonates with you, because look, you know, every day we're going to face fucking challenges, you know, and it's who do you want to be in the face of those challenges? You know, do you want to succeed them, or do you want to submit to them? And it's always your choice, you know? And some days you're certainly going to feel stronger and more capable and more confident to conquer the challenges. And some days you're absolutely not, myself included, right? But you still got to fucking show up. And how you show up, it all stems from the mindset that you are carrying within yourself. So I'll leave the rest to you to actually take a moment to go into this caption and, you know, maybe journal out some things here. Journal out that question, how much effort am I really worth? And as I always say, you are the student of you, okay? So remove the judgment, right? Because a lot of times that judgment, that the lens of judgment is what actually holds people back from actually doing this kind of self-inquiry work that will give you the information you need to fucking win in your life. So put the judgment away, be the student of yourself, dive into your journal, ask yourself these questions. How much effort am I really worth? You know, where can I be more honest with myself? What are my goals? What am I committed to? What are some ideas that I really love and I feel like I'm committed to, versus what am I actually showing up and being committed to every day? Because straight up, most people love ideas of things. I get it. I want to be fully healthy. I want to have this kind of finance. I want all the things, right? But loving an idea is not enough. You have to really believe that it's possible, get very clear on that. You have to decide that you are going to get into the arena. You have to then invest in all the different ways of, yourself and your process to actually make it happen. And this is how you're going to, take it one step at a time, get more clarity on, each step of the way and actually move yourself into victory. And that is what I want for all of you, right? I want you to win. So on that note, I'm going to let you get into the work that comes with investing in yourself. Take a moment, go check out this caption. Let me know what you feel or think from this episode. The conversation always continues with me on Instagram. You can DM me at Roxy Look. I'm also at Black Belt Beauty. I'm very active in the DMs via Roxy Look. So yeah, connect with me there. I really, really hope that this episode did something really powerful for you. So let me know if it did. And if you have not already given this podcast a 5-star rating and review, please, please do so. My team and I are so grateful to all of you who do that. There's a very easy link in the show notes to make that happen. It literally will take you 2 minutes. So thank you in advance to all who take a moment to do that. I am rooting for you and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode, you guys. If you loved it, please share it on your social. Throw it up on your Instagram stories and tag me. I'm at Black Belt Beauty. I am also at Roxy Look, ROXYLOOK. I love connecting with you guys. This is a conversation that I want to just continue growing with you guys. So if you feel inspired, to hit me up, do so in that space. I always enjoy hearing from you. If you'd like to support this podcast, you can do so by rating it and reviewing it via iTunes. It's such supportive help, you guys. It really helps the visibility of this podcast. So I appreciate and thank you in advance for doing that. And on that note, you guys, I'm signing off with all my love and always looking forward to catching you on the next.